What's up, crypto legends? So the price of Bitcoin is moving here to the upside, getting close to the $69,000 range. We did mention this on Friday's live stream, looking for this $62,800 range to maintain as support to then finally get the rise during the weekend. Looking at Fibonacci time as well. If you haven't checked out the live stream, go and check it out because we analyzed very carefully with Confluence for that move to the upside. Of course, what is the next level next? This is what we are going to take a look here in today's episode, analyzing the different levels that you need to pay attention. What would be a sign of strength, a sign of weakness? Where could we get into a possible setup? Make sure to pay full attention here in this episode because we will be going through in detail what we need to see here for the price of Bitcoin to possibly take a trading opportunity. We're taking a look at the liquidity as well and the DXY. If the DXY breaks successfully this week, this major lower high resistance and point of control from 2021 and 2022, we are likely going to see a drop on Bitcoin that is in confluence with a possible scenario that I'm going to be mentioning here as resistance. Now, let's go right into the content, guys. Let's talk about Bitcoin. Obviously, did get into that long position here just a few days ago. And if you are interested in also taking some of the trading setups, you need to take a look at Bybit, my #1 crypto trading platform. 20% fee reduction, $30,000 worth of bonus. This is where I do most of my trading. I also do trading on other platforms such as Mexc, guys. Check out Mexc. You also have the link down below. If you cannot do KYC, you also get a great bonus for my subscribers. Let's dive in right away into the content. Bitcoin technical analysis. On the higher time frame, what are the levels that we need to take into consideration? We got a few daily levels here at this $68,000, $69,000 range. There is two daily levels. We have these lower highs right over here, and we also have a bunch of liquidity that is sitting here just under $1 billion in short liquidations, sitting around about $68,500. Now, usually the price of Bitcoin likes to get that liquidity and get a pullback. So the question is, will we manage to get a massive wick to the upside and claim these highs on the lower time frames, okay, and higher time frames basically, to see if we are going to see a major wick to the downside? Now, on the lower time frames, I would prefer for this high to be hit, that is getting all the way above the daily levels, claiming that liquidity, okay, and looking for a possible swing failure pattern. I think that this lower high is likely going to be taken right here, sitting at 68,250. We have the liquidity sitting slightly above those levels. So the question is, right, if we do have that bunch of liquidity sitting above $68,500, isn't it likely that if the price is just a few $100s away, that it's going to get that leg to the upside, get that volatile move up, have that sweep above $69,000, and then potentially get a decent corrective move of several $100s at least? I'm going to say that is the best case scenario on higher time frames. Of course, we do have some lower time frame scenarios in the Legends trading community. You also have the link down below if you want to join the exclusive Legends trading community, where we do post updates on setups and scenarios every single day. But here on YouTube, we're talking about higher time frame if we're not doing a live stream. So if we do take a look at this level, yes, this is interesting. I would take it as a possible scalp. The best one would be right over here, claiming all of that liquidity, trying to get above the daily, and then get that pullback of a few $100s at least to the daily levels, which could be hanging as support. No doubt, depending on the reaction, we need to understand when we do create a swing failure pattern, but we are in a big major uptrend, that you might just get a corrective move of several $100s, bounce at support at these resistance levels, at higher low support, and then have a major breakout to the upside. So taking it into consideration, it is a level to get into a quick scalp short, make some quick profits in and out, get that few $100 move to the downside, and that is it, okay? Especially if you're finding this resistance level and those daily levels as support. Now, another scenario is we're not creating any swing failure pattern from this zone, and we're just getting a huge, massive breakout. Of course, we should be breaking well above the 61865 Fibonacci, from the all-time high to the pivot low here from Wednesday, the 20th of March. We break through all of the dailies, the 618 Fibonacci, this is going to be a bullish sign. No doubt that we do have the 78 Fibonacci at $70,800 with a lower high created on the 15th of March. Pay attention to that 7.8. You can get a little bit of a scalp right there to get into some quick little profits. However, if you do get that solid breakout with high volume, no doubt that this could be short-term bullish. We could get here a higher low and a bounce from all of this major level of confluence, right? The highs right there, the daily level, the 618, and look for a higher low right there and get a bounce. However, we've been talking about the bearish case scenario just a few days ago, which is this being an ABC corrective move, where we are looking at this move here to the upside to finish at some point to then get impulsive moves to the downside in the next coming days, okay? Now, this is very much a possibility. I do think that this could definitely happen, and very likely because we do see this movement right over here being very impulsive. We do see this very corrective for the moment in a three-wave structure. And also looking at the DXY, if the DXY in the next coming days gets that breakout and we get a strong dollar in the next coming weeks, that is going to bring a weak Bitcoin, okay? There is negative correlation for years on the price of Bitcoin and the dollar index. We like it or not, it's always been like this for several years. So going back to the levels and the possible scenarios, right? Like I said, this does look quite impulsive. This does look very corrective. We could be moving in a three-wave structure here to the upside and then getting the movement down. So no doubt getting above the daily, these highs right over here, it could bounce once as support and test the highs again. I would be very much interested, guys, okay? This would be bullish short term to get a bounce from that daily level and these highs flipping into resistance. However, I would consider a possible double top scenario at the 7.8 Fibonacci, okay, at this zone, which is kind of almost in confluence with the extension here. When we do take a look at Fibonacci extension from this pivot low created on Wednesday to the high of Thursday to the low here of Friday, we do see here the one-to-one extension. It is at 70,100, okay, so you could get a bit of choppiness right there to the 1.236 extension. Really not too much confluency with the 7.8 Fibonacci, okay, from the all-time high to the pivot low. Yeah, they're you know, a few $100s, couple of $100, all right, of difference right there from the one-to-one extension and the 7.8 Fibonacci. However, it could get choppy at that range. Interesting zones, 70,800, 70,600. We would have to see the price getting exhausted and looking for that double top right there. No doubt I do think that we are going to get those bounces here from the daily, from these highs. We're just going to have to check the reaction, guys, because it might just rocket to all-time high. We do not know what's going to happen. But overall, this is a zone of resistance. There is that scenario of that ABC to the upside, and then looking for the movements here down in the next coming days. And that is especially if we do get that DXY breaking out from that resistance zone that I'm going to talk about in the next coming minutes. This is one scenario, guys. We get the breakout, okay? I would be looking for double tops at $70,000, $71,000 range, okay? Looking for this area to get exhausted. We've claimed that major liquidity above $68,000, even $69,000. Just getting a bit of volatility to the upside. Now, what would be the bearish case scenario? Hey, Andy, we're not even moving up from here. We're not even hitting, okay, the $68,000 range. So what happens if the price does start rolling down from this level? Now, there's, of course, good levels for a possible bounce. If we do zoom in here, I'm going to keep it extremely simple. Looking at the session volume profile on the 15-minute time frame, I still think that that $68,500 to $69,000 range is going to be claimed. So I would be looking for long opportunities. Now, the best level, of course, to bounce as support would be that previous day value area high that is in confluence from Saturday's resistance and also yesterday's resistance as well. As you can see, you did have here the level being respected several times. I'm talking about the $65,900 to $66,000 range. And if we do claim this low right over here, I would like to see that magic double bottom scenario from this pivot low to the pivot high, hitting the 618 Fibonacci at previous day value area high, and look for the reaction for the major bounce. I would only consider that double bottom, the second bottom, to enter this trade setup. If we do get that correction move, losing this high, losing this low, looking for that scenario to get a rise of a few $1,000s to finally hit that $68,000, $69,000 range if we do not hit it in the next coming minutes. Not much more regarding levels here for Bitcoin. There is a scenario, of course, of creating a failed auction from this low. You could go down here, get above it, sign of strength, and move to the upside. That would be also one possible scenario on the lower time frames, but that is already going in detail of what we're talking about in the Legends community. Now, let's go right away with the price of the dollar index, because this is a major level of resistance. It's probably going to fail to break out for the moment. That would be good for the short term for Bitcoin to get that bounce of a few $1,000s. If we do start breaking through the point of control of 2021 and 2022, the highest volume node, where we did see some resistance here the last few days and the last few months, we break through this level, likely that we are going to get that momentum. We'll be breaking the lower high resistance trend line, and we have the value area high of 21.22 to possibly be hit in the next coming weeks. And of course, a bullish DXY with higher lows and looking for some pumps in the coming weeks is just not going to be good for Bitcoin, unfortunately. Of course, we could fake out. There's no major successful breakout. I would have to see the price action getting a massive move to the upside to believe that this is going to get continuation to the upside. However, it's just getting choppy here at the lower high resistance trend line and that point of control of 2021 and 2022. And this means that this is resistance. We could roll down, and of course, that would be a good sign for Bitcoin. Guys, remember, if you do want the best on-off ramp for crypto and euro, all of those people in Europe, you got the Ka.app. This is great to change your crypto profits into euro. You got your own IBAN number, and the crypto debit card is coming very, very soon for the Ka.app, guys. Check the Ka.app down below in the description, guys. You will not regret it. The extreme low fees and change into fiat euro right away. Thank you very much, Legends. Check out the Bybit tutorial to learn how to trade on that platform, and I'll see you in the next one.